Hey guys, Indy here with Ultimate Tool Reviews. Well, just bought another brad nailer. I bought the Metabo HPT. This is the Gen 2 brad nailer, just like the Milwaukee, also the Gen 2 over here as well. So I've seen some comparisons online of brad nailers, also looked around and checked on some forums and kind of see what's the best brad nailer you can buy. So it seemed kind of like kind of a close second between Metabo and Milwaukee are both kind of that top two brands to buy. Some guys, of course, swear by Metabo, they swear by Milwaukee. I decided to just buy both and kind of see which one I like more. So let's go over some of the key features, key differences in these two brad nailers, and let's see what we can find, which one's the best. So I've got the Metabo here, and at first glance, one thing I say that the Metabo definitely has an advantage over the Milwaukee is in weight. So let's try the weight out right now. I'm gonna take the battery off, keep that totally fair. I've got 5 pounds 7 ounces on the Milwaukee, and the Metabo get that on the scale. Metabo comes in at 4 pounds 8.2 ounces. It's almost an entire pound lighter on the Metabo. It's definitely really noticeable when you pick up these two tools. Now, I will say the Milwaukee does feel a bit more solid than the Metabo when you're picking them up. However, though, if I'm working overhead, I'm working above my chest height, I would definitely want to go with that Metabo. So that's one thing the Metabo definitely has over that Milwaukee is going to be in weight. Let's check out another thing with the Metabo here. If you look at just initial here, you've got a nice safety here that the Milwaukee doesn't have. This is just a total lockout here, so you have to slide this down. That'll allow you to then turn it on. And so I've got it on now. And let's see here. Get that in focus. So there we go. It's a little interesting that they've got the two blue lights down here, and when it's solid like this, it's just in single fire mode. But to move it into bump mode, you just press the button again, it'll go into flashing, and that is your bump mode fire there. Also got a heat indicator, a little battery light right there, and that'll tell you if you're using it too fast, using it a bit too hard, of course, to let you know pretty quick. Now, Metabo does use the multi-volt batteries, so I don't have anything exactly comparable to, say, Milwaukee 5 amp hour. This is their 2.5 amp hour at 36 volt, or it's a 5 amp hour at 18 volt. Same amp hour, but of course it's got some more technology than the Milwaukee does with that multi-volt technology. Looking at more about the Metabo here, well, something that finds it interesting, that probably where it's saving a lot of the weight is going to be down here where the nails are. Now, of course, it's going to be all plastic down here. One thing Metabo does do quite well with this is that there is this, if you look where that yellow piece is, when I slide that in, it'll give me a little window there to let me know, hey, here's how many nails you got left. And of course, it'll stop firing with some dry fire protection as well, which is really nice. Helps save that nailer. Overall, it's got a really good design. I do wish that there was a bit more explanation for what I'm doing here exactly when it comes to adjusting this. Doesn't really seem to do a whole lot of movement there in the tip when I spin this around, but just have a little bit of a diagram here that tells me, hey, this way is in, this way is out. But I wish they would tell you, hey, how many clicks is going to be how much, it's going to be, the nail's going to come in, 1/10 of an inch tighter or 1/10 of an inch less. Cool to have something more information over here would be nice, so you could figure that out a lot faster. It'd be really cool to have. Other than that, the Metabo is overall great build quality. The warranty is excellent with that lifetime warranty, so as long as they make that tool, they're still going to cover that. So let's move over to the Milwaukee now, and I've got a bit more time on the Milwaukee. I've had this one for a few months now, and I actually had an issue with it. Milwaukee just sent me a whole brand new one, which was pretty cool. I guess they couldn't figure out what the issue was. The issue I had with my Milwaukee was no matter what kind of nail I would have in it, I would go to fire it, and it would basically do the dry fire reset, which is where you take all the nails out of here, you close it, and you try to fire it, it'll reset the firing pin and everything for you in here, which is only supposed to do that when there's no nails. Now, even though I did have nails in there, it was still doing it, and I guess Milwaukee gave up on it and just sent me a new one, because they had it for about 5 weeks, and it took quite a while to get that repaired, but oh well, I got a new one, so not a bad deal there. So anyways, the Milwaukee does not have a safety switch like the Metabo does, but you do have to turn it on just like the Metabo. And I do like the indication down here a lot more than the Metabo. Metabo is quite small. I don't even really need to even hold it up to the camera for you to see what I'm doing down here. So I've got it on just single fire mode here. I can basically hold down the mode button and go to rapid fire. So that is really cool, super easy to read. This will also turn red when your battery gets a bit low, letting you know that, hey, you should swap out batteries. Really like the Milwaukee there. I will say the Milwaukee build quality is definitely, I would say, a good step up from the Metabo. Everything seems more solid, doesn't seem as flimsy plastic as some of the stuff on the Metabo. There's a lot more metal on here as well too. And I do think it's a bit tougher design, although if you put these up against next to each other, you can tell that the Milwaukee is definitely going to be the bigger brad nailer here. So if size and weight are your concern, the Metabo is going to probably be the better option. However, though, if just overall toughness is going to be your concern, I think the Milwaukee has kind of got the Metabo beat there a little bit. And let me show you what I mean by that. So if I take the Metabo here, I'm going to take the battery out just to be extra safe. One thing I noticed in the Metabo that's definitely inferior to the Milwaukee is check out this trigger. I can move that trigger around quite a bit. That sounds almost like a much cheaper trigger. If you check out the Milwaukee here, I'm gonna pull the battery out as well too. I like the trigger sound of the Milwaukee a lot better. There is no wiggle in this trigger. It is rock solid. It's got a nice, awesome sounding little click there. Definitely sounds like a superior build quality with the Milwaukee. One thing I will give it to Milwaukee is the build quality is excellent. Now, I'm not saying that, the Metabo won't last you as long as the Milwaukee, but just these small little things, like the bumper sizes on the sides are much bigger on the Milwaukee than the Metabo. It's the little things that kind of get to you there that, will start playing a bigger role when the more and more you use these tools. So always, helpful to check out these little things. It will help determine, overall reliability and dependability of your tools. Now, they both have some very similar features. They both offer the toolless adjustment up here where you can pop this open, clear any jams that you might have, and your Metabo has that right here, and you can just pop this open, and there we go. Not hard at all to get that open. Pop it back closed, clear the jam, you're good to go. The Milwaukee has that same feature. I do like the Milwaukee one a little bit better. Seems a little bit easier to get this open and clear the jam out in there, no problem. That is one advantage I will say with the Milwaukee. It seems to be a little bit easier to get this little latch open and get that closed over the Metabo. Alright guys, now let's take these two nailers and let's fire them into some wood and let's see which one does a better job, which one does it cleaner, and which one seems to be doing the better when it comes to overall speed. So let's check that out. Alright, we'll start with the Metabo now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that into bump fire mode or rapid fire mode, and let's see what we can do here firing this off. So I've got just some usual brad nails in here, and let's find out what we can do. Alright, that's Metabo over here on the left. Let's try out the Milwaukee now. Gonna set that to bump fire mode, and let's fire on the same number of brad nails and see how it does. Not bad by the Milwaukee. I will say the Milwaukee is a little bit more tricky to handle like that than the Metabo. Definitely weight being a factor there. Although I can tell right away who is going to be the winner of this competition here. So no nails, of course, went through it. I didn't use any too long of nails here, but if you look over here at the Milwaukee, I've got everything is just about perfect. I've got one nail head right there that is just above the surface. Now, moving over to the Metabo here in bump fire mode, I've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's like about 14 nails that are still just above the surface. So that's probably about maybe half to 2/3 didn't seat all the way into the wood there, whereas the Milwaukee only had one. And this is just, a test I just did right here, right now. Same nails in both. Took a fresh pack, Batteries are freshly charged in both nailers, set both to rapid fire. Now, let's try a few in just regular fire mode, and we'll see how well that goes. I'll start with the Metabo again here. All right, and now let's give the Milwaukee a shot here. Turn that back into single fire mode. Here we go. Now, if we look at just the inside here of the board, they both did about the same. I will say the Milwaukee seems to did a little bit less surface marring than the Metabo. You can kind of see a little bit more on the Metabo side, a little bit of punch down wood by the nails. The Milwaukee definitely seemed to have the cleanest nail holes there, as you can tell. But you know, one thing that I will say, I don't know if you can hear that in the video, is the Metabo is definitely a hair quieter. I would say it's definitely noticeably quieter than the Milwaukee. So that is another advantage there to the Metabo. Overall, though, if you can tell here just by the nail holes, which one did the better job? Definitely the Milwaukee there. If we kind of go in and you just compare these two nailers side by side, the Milwaukee is going to run you a little bit more. I know the kit for the price for the Metabo right now is on sale. They're always having a bunch of good sales on the Metabo stuff. The Milwaukee is a little pricey. I think it's like $279 right now, tool only. So that's before battery, before charger, of course. But you know, if I had to go with a brad nail, I'd go with either one of these. I bought both of these actually on eBay. Got really good deals on them if you kind of hunt for deals. And of course, you can find some just fantastic deals depending on what you're going for. You need to buy brand new. You can always find deals. So you're probably gonna find a better deal on the Metabo, but overall, the Milwaukee I think definitely has a better brad nailer here. You know, I've already had issues with my Milwaukee. I had to get it sent in for repair, and they just sent me out a new one. No issues on any of my Metabo nailers. They seem to be doing a really good job. But, you know, from just what I see here with the nails, overall weight, it's pretty close. If you're looking for just the overall quality of the work, I think the Milwaukee is definitely going to take the cake there. But if you're looking for a really light, more affordable, better warranty package, I think the Metabo is going to be the winner there. So very close. I wouldn't necessarily call either one the overall winner here, but they're very close in what you're looking for. I think either one will do just a great job for whatever you need. And I hope that helps, guys, for making your decision between which brad nailer to pick up. But these are, from what I've seen online, these seem to be the two brad nailers that everyone is kind of looking at. Everyone says they're generally one of the best brad nailers to get. So, guys, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And hoping by the time this video comes out, eventually we'll have about 1,000 subscribers now. So, guys, thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, guys, and take care.